is this one. Let's talk about Sebastian Stan. So apparently the word came out. There's rumor, well, not even a rumor. All the major trades is talking about it. Variety, I saw talked about it. Deadline, all the majors, even some of the other websites and everything has picked it up. Excuse me. You already know that Scarlett Johansson has officially signed on to star in the Batman Part Two, which is the sequel to Matt Reeves's The Batman, which is like one of my favorite Batman movies. It's like, yeah, I like some of the Christopher Nolan stuff. The Dark Knight is like the pinnacle of movies, but the Batman definitely gave me my life, and I loved what Matt Reeves brought to that world, and of course the Penguin and all this stuff. So there's been I couldn't even think. I was like, because there was a story that was going around. They were like that who he's looking to cast is a father and a son, which was like Harvey Dent and Harvey Dent's father. So when I heard Sebastian Stan, I was like, oh, I totally see him as Harvey Dent. Especially when you have Scarlett Johansson playing the significant other. This was the significant other part where she's playing Gilda was leaked by or revealed by Jeff Snyder. So and then I think all the reports and stuff started coming out afterwards that that is who she will be playing, whatever. And then they're thinking that it's going to take a lot of from the other comics and make her, because she's not just coming on board and just doing like some doting girlfriend or whatever. Like, that's not what Scarlett Johansson is going to come on and do, especially someone of her caliber. Like, there's got to be a lot more meat on the bone. But anyway, so according to Comic Book Movie, they said Sebastian Stan is no stranger, as you all know, to comic book movies. He auditioned to play Steve Rogers in 2011's Captain America, but then, of course, he ended up with the role of his partner in crime, well, his frenemy, then ally again, Bucky Barnes. So Stan has returned to that character, as you know, in several MCU projects, including the abysmal Falcon. Wait, he was what was that horrible? What was that horrible one? I mean, even though it was like a cameo sequence, he did the one with Sam Wilson when he came in and Captain Brave New World, whatever. That movie was terrible. But anyway, so it was, he did Captain America and Winter Soldier, he was in Civil War, he was in Infinity War, he was in the Falcon Winter Soldier, Thunderbolts, which I actually like Thunderbolts. Even though I know it didn't do all that well financially at the box office, I had fun with it. But then they said he will be back in Avengers Doomsday. Now they're saying that he might be looking to join Scarlett Johansson by going from the MCU to the DCU. Well, I should probably be more specific and say Matt Reeves's Batverse. So Deadline is reporting that Stan is in talks to join the cast of the Batman Part 2, with his role currently kept under wraps by DC Studios. We recently heard that Reeves is looking to cast Harvey Dent and his father, and Jeff Snyder, as I reported, as I said earlier before I read through this article, he posted on social media, on Twitter, and well, he said this recently, but I was telling you that Jeff Snyder revealed that Scarlett Johansson was coming in as Gilda. Then now he's already posted on Twitter that Stan is going to be Two-Face, which I could totally see him play that role. It was like when I looked at his face, I was like, I could totally see him playing this part. So that's not the only hold on. Um but that's not the only news. And then again, you know what? I could totally see it because he's kind of played a lot of these. Look, he played Donald Trump in The Apprentice, so I could definitely see like him playing sort of like that debonair attorney type of authoritative figure or whatever. Like he definitely gives that as a performer. But that's not the only news that came out. So apparently they're saying that Barry Keoghan could also be, and this is according to Variety, is set to reprise his role as the Joker because, as y'all know, he appeared in the closing moments of the Batman. There was like he had like a little small part where he was in the Arkham Asylum and that sort of thing. So so I'm like, I could totally see that. But at this point, I'm like, honestly, I'm so over the Joker. I feel like y'all need to like, especially we're talking about Matt Reeves. He was saying that he wants to give us characters and villains and things that we have never seen before on the big screen. Every time I turn, every movie we've seen so far where they've basically done the whole Batman thing, we've seen the Joker. I'm tired of the Joker. Um, we've seen the Joker from Jack Nicholson to the dearly departed, may he rest in peace, Heath Ledger. Then who else is played? Oh, then please. And then we had Joaquin Phoenix in Foley out doo doo in the other movie that he did, the Joker. And then so it's like every time we there's been a Batman, a different iteration of Batman, we've always gotten the Joker. If you want to have him come in and do like a little cameo appearance like before or something, okay. But I'm sick and tired of the Joker, to be honest. And it'd be interesting if y'all can try to come in and bring new characters. So they're talking about that movie ended up setting the stage for what sounded like a team up with the Joker and the Riddler, though many fans at the time expressed disappointment that Reeves was seemingly focusing on two villains who have received a lot of screen time over the years. The Clown Prince of Crime, taking center stage in the Batman Part 2, also feels very reminiscent of The Dark Knight in 2008, as does Harvey being in the mix. Excuse me, saying, quote, in a lot of other films, which I love, once you get past the origin tale, which we didn't quite do, but we did something that referred to his origins, when you start telling the rogues gallery story and that character's sort of arc, the, Reeves said last year, but I never wanted to lose Robert Pattinson at the center of these stories. And so that is really what we set our aim on. Now, explaining that the decision to focus more on Bruce Wayne and Batman inspired the choice of villains, the writer and director later confirmed the sequel's antagonist was never really been done had never really been done in a movie before. And that's why I said that's what we want. We want somebody that we've never really seen done in a movie. I mean, yeah, we've had Harvey Dent before. I don't know if I necessarily liked what I mean, I like Aaron Eckhart, even though Aaron Eckhart's still out here trying to get his action movie part on. Like he does a lot of straight to Hulu action films and Prime Video. But and I like Aaron Eckhart, and I thought he did a good enough job for what he did for with the Dark Knight. But to be honest, if he got something else that's different that he wants to bring to the Two-Face character, and especially when we get to see Gilda Dent and what she does in that whole situation, what Scarlett Johansson's character is going to bring in regards to that of her being his love interest and some of the things regarding her character in the comics. If they're going to explore a lot of that, I'm relatively interested to see what they're going to do with that and how they play off each other in this, because they've done see I mean obviously they've done scenes before, because they were in the Avengers. So to see them kind of take more of this dark turn and this multi-layered turn in this film, I'm definitely curious about it. Now, as far as like as I said with Barry Keoghan, however, I'm over the Joker and all this other stuff. But if y'all can find some interesting way to bring Joker to, oh yeah, and I forgot Jared Leto also did the Joker. So I'm just like, if you can find another way of just making the Joker entertaining, I'm here for it. But at this point, how many times can you come and give us a different version of Joker? That's just like, okay, you're gonna constantly be compared to other people. Because I feel like even though y'all hated on it when he first got cast, I mean, yeah, Jack Nicholson is the overall. I mean, some people go as far back as the TV show, but who's old enough in this channel or in this chat that could be like, oh yeah, I remember the old Batman TV show for Batman. I'm like, please, I wasn't even born when that show came out, so I have no connection with that. My connection would be Batman with Jack Nicholson as the Joker, the Tim Burton Joker, the Tim Burton Batman universe. That's my overall connection, because I was a little kid when that movie came out, and how Batman Returns like one of my all-time favorite movies. And me and my classmate Mario, who I later came to find out was also a homosexual, we used to quote all the lines from Michelle Pfeiffer in that movie. So that was our Catwoman. So um there's been so many different versions of Joe, but to the point I was trying to get to was the fact that how people didn't really see it for Heath Ledger until they saw that performance, and now everybody holds that performance to like such a high standard. And then after that, you had Jared Leto try to come and do his own thing, where he was trying to look like this whole gangster thing with the grills in his mouth. I kind of like that whole rock star look that he gave him, but people really wasn't feeling it. And I don't know if it was necessarily him, his performance, or it was the fact that it was the movies that he was giving that performance in, because the movies really weren't that good. So I don't know if it could be from that situation, but and I like Barry Keoghan, but if they can find an interesting way of making him, making the Joker interesting, then I guess, excuse me, I'll be here for it. So in the meantime, I want to hear from you all. What do you think of this story? Who do you think that Sebastian Stan will be playing in this in the Batman Part Two. My money definitely is on him playing Harvey Dent slash Two Face because I'm like, he's a. They said that they're looking for somebody in their 40s to play this character. Sebastian Stan is in his 40s, um, and he definitely, in my opinion, fits all. He checks all the boxes in regards of like the casting. I don't know why I didn't see it before, but like after they mentioned it, I was like, okay, I could definitely see Sebastian Stan giving us Two Face in a lot of ways. He's definitely a good actor and he's a good looking guy. So I definitely will be looking forward to seeing what he will be bringing to this role. So in the meantime, I definitely want to hear from you all and your overall thoughts on this story. So drop them in the comments down below.